Hi, I'm Shannon and welcome to today's video. So I'm continuing on my series of best and worst staterooms, and we are now covering the Explorer of the Seas. Explorer of the Seas is part of the Voyager class, and it was the second in that class. It was built in year 2000. So it's 21 years old. There is a total of 1,641 cabins, 15 decks with 8 decks with cabins. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you will know that I use the website cruisestateroom.com to look at the deck plans and give me kind of pictures. And basically this site has pretty much every single cruise ship imaginable, their deck plans, and people submit pictures of their staterooms, of their balconies, and they link them to the, whatever the, coordinating stateroom is, which helps people determine if that stateroom is something that they want to book. And where this is really helpful are those, unique staterooms that have maybe large balconies or corner shaped, and you can kind of get an idea if that's a stateroom that you want to book. A lot of the staterooms, they all look alike, but there are some special staterooms. So I've been using this website for over 10 years. It is completely free. You do have to sign up to be a member to get access to the pictures, but it is totally free and it's a great website, and I highly recommend it. Now on YouTube, you can find tons of videos of recommendations as far as things to think about when you're booking a stateroom on a cruise ship. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but there are some basics. A lot of times people will state if you want to avoid being right directly below the pool deck because of noise, because a lot of times they're moving the pool chairs, late at night, early in the morning. I've been below the pool deck and have never had an issue, but there are reports. Another thing with this class of ships specifically is the promenade level. So if you are in a promenade view interior, a lot of times they will say that the sixth floor, the sixth deck overlooking the promenade can get very, very loud, especially if there's a parade or a late night party. That noise is going to be very, very loud on deck 6. 7 and 8, you're gonna hear the music, but maybe not as much. So keep that in mind, especially if you have little ones and you maybe are going to be going to bed a little bit earlier. That might be a deck you want to avoid. Other things that I always tend to look at is trying to be close to where I'm going to spend the most time on the ship. So for me, kids club. So wherever Adventure Ocean is, I want to be near Adventure Ocean, or at least on that side of the ship. So if it's at the back of the ship, I want to be towards the back of the ship. If it's in the middle or in the front, etc. I'm going to want to be close to that because I know I'm going to be dropping my son off and taking him, back and forth. Another thing is, Splashaway Bay or wherever the kids area is. A lot of times that tends to be on the back of the ship. All the food tends to be on the back of the ship. So personally, we tend to like being in the middle portion of the ship or towards the aft. We don't really tend to like being forward part of the ship unless it's a special stateroom. Then we might make an exception. But for us, we tend to like being, towards the back of the ship. But it really depends on what you're going to be near and then that specific ship as well. So those are some basics, things to consider when you're booking a cabin. Also, if you are prone to seasickness or you're not sure, definitely try and get one of the lower decks and also midship. Now, I can't talk about Royal Caribbean without talking about Royal Caribbean blog. It is not only a blog, but it is also a YouTube channel and a podcast. So Matt from Royal Caribbean blog is very knowledgeable on all things Royal Caribbean. So I highly suggest taking a look over at his channel. I will post a link in the description box below. He also has a live Q&A every Monday night at 7:30. So definitely check that out. Really, really helpful. I've partaken a couple times with those Q&As. Very, very helpful. He's so knowledgeable. He's been, I think, on almost all the ships, and he just is. This is his job, is to keep up with Royal Caribbean news and what's going on. So he is a great resource to ask. Another thing I would say is always book with a travel agent. Whether you have a travel agent that you've worked with before, or you're just new to Royal Caribbean, make sure you book with someone who not only is a travel agent, but someone who specializes in Royal Caribbean. That's going to, you have questions and they're going to know the answer. So, and also one thing people think is that it costs you money to book through a travel agent. It doesn't. The Royal Caribbean will pay them, or the cruise agents, the cruise line pays the travel agent. And also, it can save you a lot of money sometimes. You know, they will give you an onboard credit, or maybe they give you something for free in exchange for booking with them. And also, you know, my travel agent will keep a kind of looking out for my cruise fare to see if it drops. And a recent cruise fare, you know, it dropped $50, and she just sent me an email and she goes, I got you $50 off on your upcoming cruise. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to monitor it. She was monitoring it for me and saved me some money. So I will post a link below to some travel agents that I know specialize in Royal Caribbean. The person that I use is from Touring Plans. They have a travel agent, so I will post a link to the Touring Plans travel agency below. Royal Caribbean blog works with MEI Travel, so that's a really great one. And then there's two YouTube channels, La Lido Loca and Don's Family Vacations. Those are both YouTubers that have travel agencies, so they're a great resource. And then there's also Jamie from Moms at Sea. She specializes in Royal Caribbean as well, but she also has a great Facebook group, and it's Royal Caribbean's Mom at Sea. So if you are a family looking to go on a Royal Caribbean cruise, she's a great agent, but also this group is really great because it's, you know, people that are, you know, families. And a lot of the questions are like, how's the kids club? What is it like to have, you know, traveling with a toddler, etc. So it's a really great resource, you know, for moms at sea. So with that, let's get into the different categories on the Explorer of the Seas. So first up with the suites, there is one royal suite. The cabin is 1,087 square feet with a balcony of 217 square feet, and it's on deck 10. There's 8 owner suites. They're also all on deck 10. These cabins run on average 559 square feet with a balcony of 90 square feet. There are 4 Grand Suite 2 bedrooms. These are all on the aft, and they are on decks 8 and 9. On average, they are 561 square feet with a balcony of 246 square feet. Then there's 22 Grand Suite 1 bedroom, and these cabins are 349 square feet with a balcony of 100 square feet, and they are all on deck 10. Then we have the Junior Suites. There's 78 of them. They are on average 264 square feet with a balcony of 75 square feet on decks 6, 7, 9, and 10. And then finally in the suite category, there is the Panoramic Suite, category VP. There's only 2 of them. These do not have balconies. These are just an ocean view. However, you have floor to ceiling windows, and they are on 406 square feet, and they are on deck 12. Moving on to the balconies, there is the Spacious Balcony category. These cabins run 179 square feet with a balcony of 52 square feet. These are on decks 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's 362 of them, and it's category CB, 1B, 2B, 3B, and 4B. Then there is the balcony category. There are 290 of them, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. These are 164 square feet with a balcony of 51 square feet, decks 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. Now we're moving on to the ocean view category. There's the ultra spacious ocean view. There's 8 of them. This is category 1K, and this is the category that sleeps up to 6. This used to be considered the family ocean view stateroom. It is now the ultra spacious ocean view. They sleep up to 6. All of these rooms have double bunk beds, sometimes in a room or sometimes just kind of like a closet with a curtain, but it does sleep up to 6. So it has the regular bed, the pull-out sofa, and then these 2 bunk beds. These rooms are on average 265 square feet, and they are on decks 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then you have the Panoramic Oceanview. There's 22 of them. This is category 1L. These cabins run 191 square feet on average, and they are all on deck 12. Then there is the Spacious Oceanview stateroom. There's 20 of them, categories 3M and 4M. They are on average 175 square feet, and they are on decks 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then there is just the regular Oceanview stateroom. There's 182 of them, 1N, 2N, 3N, 4N, and CO. And these cabins are on average 160 square feet, and they are on decks 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. Now we're moving on to the interior. There is the Promenade View interior stateroom. There's 138 of them, categories 2T and CP. They are an average 160 square feet, and they are on decks 6, 7, and 8. And then finally, the largest category is the interior view category. There's 504 of them, categories 2U, 4U, 1V, 2V, 3V, 4V, and CI. And these cabins run on average 150 square feet, decks 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now let's go over to cruisestateroom.com and take a look at the best and worst staterooms on the Explorer of the Seas. Okay, so here we are in cruisestateroom.com, and we're going to go down to the Explorer of the Seas. And as you can see, they pretty much have every cruise ship imaginable on this website. So we are going to start with the suites, and we're going to start with the Royal Suite. So as you can see, there's only one of them. It sleeps up to 4, and it is 1,087 square feet with a balcony of 217 square feet. And it's on deck 10. Not going to spend too much time on the suites just because probably if you have a suite, you're probably not watching this video. And 2, there's just not much of a selection. So there's the Royal Suite, deck 10 right in the middle. Next, we'll move on to the owner suites. There are 8 of them. They're 559 square feet, 90 square foot balcony. And as you can see, it's this olive green color, and they're going to be very close to the Royal Suite, all on deck 10 as well. The best ones in this category are definitely 1314 and 1320, right on the hump, pretty much parallel to the Royal Suite. If those aren't available, then I would just try and get as close to the middle of the ship as possible. But again, all of these suites are going to be incredible. Next, we're moving on to the Grand Suite 2-bedroom, category GT. These staterooms sleep up to 8, and there's only 4 of them. And they are 561 square feet with a balcony of 246 square feet, and they are on decks 8 and 9, and they are all on the hump. So let's go down to deck 8, and as you can see here, you'll see that they're 8694 and 8394. Now, all of these balconies are going to be somewhat obstructed. I love the hump. The obstruction doesn't bother me, but they may bother some people. So as you can see, there is a link to a video. You can look at that when you join. This is the master bedroom. As you can see, there is a porthole there and just some pictures of the suite. So it's definitely a beautiful suite. And we'll get to the balcony over here. So really nice size balcony. Some lounge chairs with cushions, really, really nice. So we're going to close out of that. So that's 8694, 8394. Let's go up to deck 9. And again, we'll see pretty much same area. So you're not going to get much of a difference. I think with this, I believe the balcony on deck 8 may be a little bigger. However, deck 9 is going to have less of an obstructed view. So it really just depends on what is more important to you. I would probably pick, I don't know what I would pick. I think deck 9 is going to have a clearer view, just a little bit less obstruction. So it really just depends on who we're traveling with, but I don't think you can go wrong with any of these 4 staterooms. And then finally, we'll move down to, we're going to go to the Grand Suite 1-bedroom, category GS. There's 22 of them. They sleep up to 4, 349 square feet, balcony of 100 square feet. And these are all the hot pink. And as you can see, they are mostly in the front. There is one right here. So the best one is going to be, I would say, this one, 1324, because it's right on the hump. Let's see here. I don't think you're going to get much difference. Obviously, there's a lot of pictures of these staterooms. There is the balcony there, so you can take a lot of pictures. But as far as location, this is definitely going to be the most central. Then you have forward. Personally, I would probably try to choose to be 1588. Here's some pictures here. Or 1288 if I didn't want to be on the hump. But again, this Grand Suite 1-bedrooms, any of these are going to be amazing.
Moving on to the junior suite category, there's 78 of them. They sleep up to 4. Cabins are 264 square feet with a balcony on average of 75 square feet. And they are on decks 6, 7, 9, and 10. And we're going to start on decks 6. So as you can see, deck 6, there's only 4 of them. They are all on the aft. Again, I love being on the aft. Now you are on the same level as, I guess, the ground here. So you'll have a nice view of the ocean, but it will be in the distance. I think it's great if you have little ones. It does make the balcony feel a little safer because they're not going to be able to fall. It's always something as a parent that always is something that worries me. And it's always nice to be on the aft. So I do like being on the aft, as you can see here. Gives you a little view of the balcony there. Let's move on. I think those are great. There's nothing special about them. I think they're good staterooms. And they're really in the junior suite staterooms. There's not going to be any bad ones. Moving up, you have one deck above. There's the ones on 7, 7692. Again, same thing. Oh, that's a nice picture. You're going to have, these balconies are going to be a little bit more extended. They're going to be nice size. And again, especially if you're going to Coco Cay, you'll be able to see Coco Cay from your balcony. It's a really nice view. The actual average, room, the room is going to be the same, but the actual balcony will be a little bit extended. So that's deck 7. So let's move on to deck 9. Now, if you don't like the aft and you want to be more central, then deck 9 is probably where you want to be. As you can see here, here's the concierge club. And then you'll have some on the hump here. So you have 9618, 9318. Those are probably going to be your best bets as far as location. They're just very central, right on the hump. As you can see, the balcony is not as big as the one on the aft, but it's a nice size, and you'll be very, very central location. So I think any of these on the hump just are going to be great. Personally, if you're going to be on deck 9, I don't like being forward. I've said this before in other videos. Forward is not for me. But if you're someone who's going to be spending a lot of time the forward part of the ship, let's say the solarium, then that might be where you want to be. So because you'll want to be near this elevator bank and staircase. It just really depends on what is where you're going to be spending the time. Now, the best staterooms, personally, I think are going to be on deck 10. These are the 2 handicapped accessible, so I won't spend too much time on those. These 2 right here, 1612 and 1312, very great location. Obviously, they're right next to some of the best suites on the ship, so that's a really prime location. 1624 is another great one. So I think any of these are going to be fantastic. Personally, if I were going on here, I would try and get 1694 and 1394. I had a similar stateroom on the Freedom, which was 1706. Very similar, but the balcony is a little bit extended, and I will say the stateroom itself was also a little bit bigger than the average junior suite. Not much, but it was a really good size stateroom. And then the balcony was just really a good size. It was extended. Pulling into Coco Cay, we were able to see the parade when the crew went onto the island. It was a lot of fun. My son really enjoyed that. It was really nice to go out there, and even Nassau. We didn't get off in Nassau, but we were able to see Nassau from our balcony. So personally, I would personally try to get on deck 10. And if I were, I would be trying to get one of these 2 staterooms. But I think really any of this, it just depends on what's best for you. If you want to be more central, definitely choose deck 9. But if you want to be on the aft, try to get on deck 10. Okay, next up is the Panoramic Suite category VP. There are only 2 of these staterooms. They sleep up to 4, and they are 406 square feet, and they are all the way forward on deck 12. They are 1854 and 1804, and there's actually a really good video that someone posted of this. It does have the 2 bunk beds. So it does have the 2 bunk beds on this video. You can see the pictures. In this stateroom, the one thing I will note in this stateroom is that the bathroom does not have a bathtub. So this was the only one in the suite category that it does not have a balcony, but it also doesn't have a bathtub. So if you have little ones, there's the bunk beds. It's going to be very convenient. Obviously, the beautiful floor to ceiling windows is fantastic. But again, if you have little ones that like taking a bath or maybe don't like taking a shower, that might be an issue. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, I think these rooms are spectacular right at the front of the ship. Also, something to consider is that these windows, the curtains have to be closed after dusk. So as soon as the sun starts to go down, you have to keep the windows closed. You cannot open them at night. I don't think that's an issue because there's really not much to see at night, but just keep that in mind. Next up, we have these spacious balcony staterooms. They are categories CB, 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B. I'm going to go over all of these. There's 362 of them. They sleep up to 4. They are 179 square feet with a balcony on average of 52 square feet. And as you can see, they're on decks 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. CB are the ones that are connecting. That doesn't mean that others don't connect, but those are the ones that are categorized as CB as connecting. So now there's only a few that are kind of special in this category. A lot of this category is going to be where do you want to be located? And obviously the 1B, 2B are going to be the primer locations, midship, upper decks. Those are something to consider, so you could save a little bit of money going down to the 3B, 4B category. And it's just a matter of where do you want to be? Do you want to be towards the back of the ship, the front of the ship, etc.? There are 2 special staterooms in this category. I will get to them. They are on deck 10, but let's start on deck 6 and just kind of run through it really quick. You can see the 3B, 4B is this light blue. The connecting is this CB category. And then you'll see them. These are connecting as well, even though they're not CB. So that's just something to consider. The ones that have the asterisk means that they can sleep up to 4. And then if you see the triangle anywhere, this one right here, this is a different category, but if you see that triangle, that means it only sleeps 3. So very important. So if you have a family of 4, you have 2 kids, this is a stateroom that would not be for you because of that little triangle. So keep that in mind. Always, that's one of the reasons why you want to book with a travel agent, because the travel agent is going to be able to clarify that information for you. So again, 6, this is going to be on the back. I always like to be towards the back of the ship. I like to be in the midship, but if I am, let's say I'm not going to be on the hump, then I'd rather be towards the back of the ship than on the front of the ship, mainly because most of the things that I access are towards the back. Kids Club is on the back of the ship on this ship. So I don't spend a lot of time in the solarium, and, it just depends on what, is up. Where do you like to be on the ship? Moving forward, we have this 1B, 2B. So this is obviously a very central location right near the elevator and the stairs toward the front. And then you have these right here. That's deck 6. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with these staterooms, and there's nothing special about them either. So deck 7. These 2 right here, these 4 are primer location, which is why they're 1 category up. That's pretty much what sets aside. But if you had 7246 available and 7240, go for 7240. You probably would save a little bit of money. Looking at the back, obviously, these are the 4 that are handicapped accessible. We won't spend too much time on those. And moving down, you have the 3B, 4B, and CB towards the back of the ship. Moving on to deck 8, same thing. Obviously, you have some more midship. 1B, 2B is going to be very central on the ship. I think that's a great location. And then again, 4 right here near the elevator. And then you have some towards the front. Moving up to deck 9, you have some here towards the front of the ship. Now you're going to see a lot of the 1B, 2B spread out between the junior suite. So these are obviously, I think, the prime location. So if you want to be on the hump, 9620, 9320, 9622, 9322 are going to be great central stateroom locations right on the hump. Very, very great. You're not going to be able to beat that location. You're not going to have to worry about noise because you're 2 decks below the pool deck. So that's a really great location. And then you have some of the CB, 3B and 4B back here. Now deck 10. Let's go to the front. Again, you'll see the 3B4B towards the front. Not necessarily I would recommend those staterooms. Let's go towards the back. You have some right here. Now, the two staterooms that I think are the best in this category by far are going to be 1688 and 1388. These are what is known as the stripper pole rooms. And because you see that pole, that's kind of what it is. I have stayed in a similar stateroom on deck on the Liberty of the Seas. And I'll tell you, I got used to the pole. The pole did not bother us. But look at this balcony. It's right on the aft. It's on the corner. So you're not going to have that much of an obstruction. The side view is not going to be obstructed. And the room is the size of a junior suite. So you're not going to get the bathtub and the bathroom of a junior suite, but you are going to get the size of the junior suite. So the room is definitely a little bigger. Let's see if we can get a better picture here. This is from 2018. Obviously, the room has been redone. So very, very spacious room. Let's see, take some other pictures. There's a picture of the bathroom. So as you can see, it's the regular size bathroom, but a really great size stateroom. So this category, even though it is a spacious balcony, it is huge. It's a really good size. And look at the size of that balcony. So in its corner, a lot of it's going to be just gives you a lot of space. So the best in this category are going to be 1688 and 1388. Now the second best I would say are going to be these four right here. The staterooms are going to be the same size, but the balconies are going to be a little extended. So as you can see here, it's a little bit extended. This picture is from 2012, so it's almost 10 years old, but you can see that it's a good size balcony. So the best staterooms in this category are on the deck 10. And if you want the extra size and you don't mind being on the aft. Now, if you want to be more central, I would recommend going to deck 9 and trying to get on the hump. Moving on to the balcony staterooms, there are 290 in this category. They sleep up to 4. They are 164 square feet, so 15 square feet less than the spacious balcony category. And the balconies on average are 51 square feet. This is the one category I am going to break up. So right now we're going to go over 5D. So 5D is on 6, 7, and 8. And here we are on 6. So it is this light pink category. And you'll see here, a lot of them have this triangle. Again, that means that it only sleeps up to 3. So keep that in mind. Here are some in the forward. Don't recommend those. I think if you're going to try and get this category, maybe try being in the central. Obviously 6628 and 6328 are great locations. 6320 is a great location, and this one sleeps up to 4. But on the back, you'll see 6688 and 6388. These are great balconies. The staterooms are going to be average size, but you're going to have this nice corner balcony, which I don't think I have a picture here, but you're going to have a nice corner balcony on the aft of the ship. So here you have it. You can see this video. This video will link on YouTube if you go to this this page. Really, really beautiful size balcony right on the, that is not your balcony. That's part of the ship. But you can see that's going to be your view from the balcony. So really good size balcony on 6688, 6388. These two inside are going to be good. They won't be as large, but they'll be a little bit extended. So we're going to skip deck 7 right now, but we're going to go up to deck 8. Same thing. You have some toward the front. Again, these sleep only up to 3, so keep that in mind. And then you have on the back. So you have the two on the corner. So let's take a look at 8390. This is an old picture from 2008. Let's see. I don't think we have a picture of the balcony here. No. So let's go down to the other one, 8690. And this just has a YouTube video, but you'll see, let's see if we can get a picture of the balcony. And you'll see here, I think it's a regular door. It's not, or that's actually, it has a sliding door. So, but you'll see this nice corner balcony. So it's a really good size. And even though it's on the aft, the side angle is not going to be as obstructed as when you're looking straight on the aft. So this is a really great balcony, really great location. Obviously, the room size is going to be the same as the regular balcony staterooms, but it's a beautiful balcony. So that is on deck 8. And again, these two, 8692, 8392 will have a little bit of extended balcony, but nothing, not too much bigger. But the real winners in this category are on deck 7. So again, you'll have some in the front, forward. Again, nothing to write home about. And then you have some on the hump if you want some more of a central location. But the winners in this category are going to be 7688 and 7388. This is the ones that are going to have the huge corner balcony. So my husband and I stayed in one of these on the Freedom. Even though it's a different class ship, the balcony is very, very similar. It is ginormous. I mean, it's just huge. You could throw a party out there. Now, the stateroom itself is going to be the same size as a regular balcony stateroom, but you're just going to have so much space on the balcony. I actually did exercises in the morning when we were in this stateroom because I just had so much room. I mean, that's just so much room. It is a really, really great stateroom. It's not that bad of a walk, especially the Voyager isn't as big as some of the other ships. So the winners, and obviously 7690, 7390, those are also going to have a little bit of an extended balcony, but the winners in this category by far are 7688 and 7388 for category 5D. Okay, moving on to category 3D and 4D. These are start on deck 7, and I think there's only one on deck 7. Yes, it's right here, 7544. Again, forward part of the ship, right next to the elevator and stairs. Moving on to deck 8, there's only two, 8542 and 8242. Let's move up. We're going to skip deck 9 for now. Let's go up to deck 10. There's two in the forward part of the ship. Again, 1536, 1538. And I believe that's it. Yep, there's nothing else. The best on this category are going to be on decks 9 and 12. So let's go up to deck 12. Deck 12 are newer categories in this, and you can see there are 6 of them, and they are on the deck 12. They're right next to the Panoramic, and if you look right here, this one has a great picture. So you can see that these are the Panoramic Suites, right? I mean, the Panoramic Oceanview, which we'll go over in a second. These are the balcony staterooms that we're going to talk about. So you're very, very high up. You're in the forward part of the ship, but you're right. If you're a runner, you're going to be right next to the running track. And then take a look at the balcony. And these rooms were recently added, so the amenities are going to be newer. Really nice stateroom, nicely appointed. So I think these are really great staterooms. Again, if you are someone who's going to use the spa, you're going to be right near the spa. If you're a runner, you can literally just run out of your, go out of your stateroom and be on the running track. So very, very convenient for certain people that maybe like to be in the forward part of the ship, maybe spending a lot of time at the spa, or going down to the fitness center, the solarium. That would be a really great prime location. Now, the best location as far as, actual balconies, we have a couple right here in the forward. Nothing to write home about. Again, they're just near the elevator and the staircase, but it's the 4 on the back as well. So these are the 4 on the aft, 3D, 4D. So they're 9690. 9390 are going to be the 2 best. Their balconies aren't as big as the ones on deck 7, but it is a very decent size, and you're probably going to get much more sunlight on this side of the ship. So just take a look, a couple pictures here. And again, really nice size. You've got, not only do you have a balcony, but you also have a window, which is always fun for the kids. I know my son always loves having a port window. So there's a recent picture. This is from 2020, and that's room 9690. So again, 9692, 9392 will have extended balconies. But in this 3D, 4D category, the best ones are going to be 9690 and 9390. And finally, in the balcony category, we're going to discuss 1D and 2D. These are on decks 6, 7, and 8. And these are going to have some prime locations. And you'll see it's this teal. Now, if you want to be on the hump, you're going to want to be, look, deck 6 is a really great location right here on the hump. There's some in the forward as part as well, but I would try to get on the hump on these staterooms. Deck 7 is the same. There are some on the hump. So I think in this category, if I were booking this category and I was booking early, I would try to get on deck 7 on the hump, probably 7618. And I don't know why that's doing that. 7618 and 7318 are probably going to, or 7620, 7320 are going to be very, very central locations. Really, you're pretty much the mid part of the ship all around. Obviously you have some forward. If you do want to be a little bit higher up, you don't have access. There you have it. Yes, you do have the hump as well. So you have right here. So again, 8318, 8618. So again, I think it's just a matter of available. But as far as there's really no special staterooms in this category, it's really all about location. Now we're moving on to the Oceanview staterooms, and first category will be Panoramic Oceanview, category 1L. There's 22 staterooms. They sleep up to 4, and the staterooms are 191 square feet, which touched on these a little while ago, and these are all forward. So these are all the ones in yellow. These have the floor to ceiling windows. There is one handicapped accessible, which is 1814. The best stateroom in this category is going to be 1864. This is a corner stateroom. It is going to be significantly larger. It's going to be not as big as the Panoramic Suite, but almost. It's definitely the size of a junior suite, but it's just, it was not going to have the bathroom of the junior suite, and obviously no balcony, but you have those beautiful floor to ceiling windows. There is the bathroom, beautiful, amazing corner stateroom that's just going to give you so much extra room. So that is 1864. If that one is not available and you don't qualify for a handicap stateroom, then I would recommend 1852 and 1802. These are going to make you feel like you're steering the ship right at the front. And my computer is acting up. There we go. It's just going to give you, these staterooms are pretty good in size as far as an ocean view stateroom. And it's a really good size stateroom. I will say that these, you're going to feel like you're driving the ship. Keep in mind when you are in any of these panoramic staterooms that as soon as the sun goes down, you have to keep your blinds closed. It shouldn't be an issue, but keep that in mind. And one thing about this is that you're right next to the spa, the fitness center, and the running track. So if you're a runner, these are great staterooms. So beautiful, great staterooms. But again, winner in this category is by far 1864. Now we're moving on to the Ultra Spacious Oceanview, category 1K. There are only 8 of these. These are used to be known as family ocean view staterooms. They have now been changed to Ultra Spacious Oceanview. These staterooms sleep up to 6. So these are kind of like suites, or ocean view suites is what I like to call them. But Royal Caribbean officially calls them Ultra Spacious Oceanview, category 1K. These staterooms on average are 265 square feet, and they are on deck 6, 7, 8, and 9. And something about these staterooms is that they're all forward. So if you are prone to seasickness, these might not be the staterooms for you. Keep that in mind. Here we have 6,500 and 6,200. All the way forward. And these staterooms are going to have the 2 bunk beds at the front or some portion of the room. So the room is also a little bit larger because again, it can sleep up to 6. That's 6,200. Let's take a look at 6,500. This is an older picture. So you can see, but it's a good size stateroom. And then there is the bunk beds. Let's move up to deck 7. And here we go. We have 7,200 and 7,500. Again, pretty much the same. You have the 2 porthole windows and the bunk beds. There you go. Let's move up to deck. We're going to skip deck 8 for now. Deck 9. There is deck 9. These rooms look a little bit bigger than the ones on deck 6 and 7. Again, this is just me looking at pictures, but from what I'm looking at, they do tend to seem have a little bit more square footage than the ones on 6 and 7. There's the 2 bunk beds, and there is the porthole. The best in this category, in my opinion, is going to be on deck 8, and that's because their layouts are just sideways, which gives them a unique shape. And the best one in this category, in my opinion, again, is going to be 8200. There is, you can see right here, you've got the bed, the 2 bunk beds, but because it's spread out, it's just going to feel a lot larger and just easier to manage. The bedrooms are on opposite sides of, like, here is the 2 bunk beds, and on the other side over here is where the king bed. And if you're traveling with your kids, having a little bit of space is nice. So the best one in this category, in my opinion, again, is 8200. Second best would be 8500. Doesn't have as much space. It's a little bit smaller than 8200, but again, it does have that sideways room layout, which is going to just feel a little bit more spacious. You've got the 2 portholes. But again, this I think is a great stateroom. So in my personal opinion, the best in this category of 1K is going to be 8200, followed by an 8500. And then I would personally go up to deck 9 for my 3rd and 4th choices. Moving on to the Spacious Oceanview staterooms, 3M, 4M. There's only 20 of them. They sleep up to 4, and they are on average 178 square feet. They are on decks 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to start on deck 6. There's 2 towards the back on the aft. Again, I think part of the wonderful thing about being on the aft is being able to see the wake of the ship. You're not going to get that in these staterooms. So I don't think they're great. I don't think they're bad either. I just think they're okay. Then you have some in the front here. Again, these are going to give you a little bit extra room. That's why they're considered Spacious Oceanview. They're going to give you some extra room right there in the forward part. Deck 7, let's see, they're on deck 7. They are just in the back of the ship. Again, it's those 2 staterooms right here. So, I mean, again, they're going to be nice and spacious for an ocean view, but nothing special about them. Deck 8, we'll see, and they are towards the front. Right here, 8514 and 8214. Again, nothing special about them. The best ones in this category, personally, are going to be on deck 9, and it's the ones in the forward part of the ship. So, personally, I would try to get 9502 and 9202 being on the front part of the ship. You can see here, if we can get the pictures to pull up, there we go. It's going to give you a little bit extra room. You're going to have a slanted, wall on this side, nice size window. This picture's from 2017, so it's fairly recent. But if you look on this side, there's a considerable amount of room on this side of the room. So I think that's a lot of space, obviously, and the sofa's over here. So it's going to give you a lot of extra space, especially if you have little ones. So I think that's a really great stateroom. Followed by those 2, I would personally go to 9218 or 9518 before going to the ones on the corner. And again, and that's just personal preference. I think you're talking maybe a couple square feet. So I think any of these are going to be great. But I think if you're booking the 3M, 4M category, I would try to get onto any of these staterooms on deck 9. Next up is the Oceanview staterooms. We have CO, 1N, 2N, 3N, and 4N. They are on decks 2, 3, 6, 7, 9. There's 182 staterooms, and on average, they are 160 square feet. So we're going to start on decks 2 and 3. The one thing I would say as far as decks 2 and 3 is try and get near the elevator or stairs. You just don't want to be backtracking. Now, if you're back here, it's not going to make a difference. However, if you're back up here, you'll have to kind of walk back and forth. As you can see here, I believe this is blocked. I don't believe you can walk through here. So if you are in 2278 and you're trying to go to the Stateroom, you actually have to walk all the way to this elevator to go up to walk back. So I think in these categories, you just want to make sure you are near, you're not going to be walking back and forth if you have to get to a certain part of the ship. These are great if you are if you are concerned as far as being seasick. Obviously being lower on the ship is going to help. So that could be very beneficial and a reason why you want to maybe book on decks 2 or 3. Same thing with here. Forward, you're not going to have that issue because you have the staircases right here. You have obviously Studio B, the ice rink. But again, I would try and avoid these staterooms right here because you're going to have to walk here to the elevator to walk back. These staterooms are going to be fine. Obviously, you'll be very close to the dining room or on deck 3. Moving up to deck 6, these are all the way forward. I think the best in this category are going to be 6508 and 6208 on deck 6. These are going to give you a little bit of extra space. Obviously, you've got a lot of extra room over here on deck 6. So it's an ocean view. It's a regular ocean view stateroom, but these are definitely going to give you, because of the odd shape, it is going to give you a little bit of extra room. That is on deck 6, and that's 6508 and 6208. Let's skip up to deck 9. And the same thing. These two, I don't think are anything to write home about. There's no pictures, but from other pictures from other ships, I think they're on average the same size of ocean views. Deck 7 is where I think the best staterooms in this category are, and they are 7506 and 7206. This one just has a video. Let's see if there's any pictures here. Nope, no pictures here either. So you can see this stateroom. It's got a corner location and it's sideways as well, which is just going to give you a little bit of extra walking room. There's showing you the view, and let's see here. That is the bathroom. So very unique shaped stateroom, which is going to give you a lot of extra room right there. So I think the best staterooms in this ocean view category are going to be 7506 and 7206. Moving on to the interior category, we're going to go to the Promenade View interior. There are 138 of them. They are on average 160 square feet. They sleep up to 4. They are on decks 6, 7, and 8 because that is where the promenade is. And you will see here they are pretty much locations. So the ones that are green are CP, which is the connecting staterooms. And then the 2T are the promenade. Those are just not connecting. I think it just depends on location. Of the 3 decks, though, I would prefer to be on deck 8 and not deck 6 because 6 there are reports that it can get loud if there's a parade or a late light party. You're going to hear it more on deck 6 than you are going to hear it on deck 8. So you can just see here, this is deck 6. I personally would prefer to be more towards the aft of the ship. Obviously, this is all center of the ship, but I would prefer to be more towards this elevator and staircase. So 6611, 6311. Let's go up to deck 7. Same thing. 7611. I would try to be toward this side of the ship. But again, this is all very midship. And then deck 8, the same thing. So there's nothing special about any of these staterooms. They're all pretty standard. They're all going to overlook the promenade. There's a good picture from 2018. So I love this little daybed seat that you can look over the promenade. But again, I go with if you're choosing to be on the Promenade View interior, I personally would prefer to get on deck 8 and then more towards the aft. Okay, and now we're at our final stateroom category, which is interior. There are 504 staterooms, on average 150 square feet. They are categories 2U, 4U, 1V, 2V, 3V, 4V, and CI. CI is the guaranteed connecting staterooms. And then you have the 2U and 4U. Those are the ones with the virtual balcony. Those are only on decks 9 and 10. We're going to start on deck 3, and deck 3 is the one where they might have a unique stateroom, and it's these right here, 3001, 3003. They appear to have a side entrance, which will give you a lengthwise layout. Not 100% sure, but I would guess that those two have a unique layout. Very close to the elevator too. So if you are prone to seasickness, you'd be definitely, midship, somewhat forward, but you would be in the middle part of the ship on the bottom. So I think these would be great as well. Moving up to deck 6. This is all, I would personally prefer not to be totally forward or totally toward the aft. I would try to be more midship near the hump. So these staterooms right here. Let's go to deck 7. Same thing. I would try to get in these staterooms right here and avoid the ones all the way towards the front. Same. Try to avoid the ones in the front. And that is just a personal preference. 8433 would probably be my ideal on deck 8. Moving on to deck 9, you have here, these are just the regular staterooms. You have, and then these right here, these are 2U, these are on deck 9. These are all very much midship, and they're all going to have the virtual balconies. So in this category, I would probably try to choose the ones closest to this elevator. So 9607, 9307. Again, trying to avoid these staterooms up here. And then on deck 10, we have a couple for you up here. There's one right here. I think that's just a little too far forward for me. Maybe the virtual balcony would help if you're prone to seasickness. But again, being deck 10 so far forward, I personally would avoid that. But then you have some here. So here are the ones with the virtual. So I would try and maybe get into the 1600 right here. And these would be great if you don't need the virtual balcony. So again, there's really nothing special in this stateroom category. It's just a matter of, if you're staying in an interior stateroom, you're probably trying to save some money, and you're probably not going to be in your stateroom very much.
Well, there you have it. Those are my recommendations on best and worst staterooms on the Explorer of the Seas. As always, if you have any comments or questions, definitely leave them in the comment section below. And if you've been on this ship and you had a great cabin, bad cabin, or you disagree with anything I mentioned, or maybe I got something wrong. I'm not perfect. I am just going off of what I can find of research. So definitely, if I got anything wrong, please leave it in the comment section below. All your comments do help others, find the perfect cabin on their ship. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.